my background in IT, I was in operations. I headed up operations for an IT company. Yet, when it came to my MBA, I was the head of operations management as a module for my syndicate, and I took them through the lessons and prepared them for the exam, and everybody went into the exam, they nailed it, aced it. Guess what? I failed it. For the life of me, I failed the one thing that I was an expert on. And I had actually helped my team pass. But I failed because I had an exam anxiety and I got stuck in too much detail, which was unnecessary. Because at times when you know something too much, you want to give too much. Yes. And you don't realize that the marks for this question do not warrant me going into so much detail. Correct. But that failure for me was a pivotal point, because it was either you continue, and now all of a sudden I had to repeat this module because I had to rewrite that module, and I had to do my strategy module at the same time. And you can imagine, in an MBA environment, that's the worst thing you can do for yourself. You're preparing for one exam and you have to redo another exam, and it's a nightmare. But it's important that I share this, because people think people who have achieved something have never failed. And I'm happy to say that I've failed a number of times in a lot of things that I've done, and I've never allowed failure to determine whether I get to somewhere.
Agreed, yes.
I've allowed failure to be a lesson that I have to learn from, so that I can re-strategize and redo things in a way that doesn't put me in the same position going forward.
I mean, they say you learn more from your failures than your successes, right?
Exactly.
As long as you learn from them,
exactly,
then the failure benefits you.
Exactly. And now I look back in that experience, and I remember friends of mine who were doing the MBA with me at the time. They were worried that I wouldn't make it, because the timelines for me to complete these two things were just ridiculous. And I had to sacrifice sleep. I had to sacrifice any social contact of any sort. I had to sacrifice even eating, because the opportunity cost of you standing up and going to eat is just too much.
True, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, but it's you reflect on these things and you realize that as people, we're capable of so much more. And at times, I think we do not allow ourselves to dig deep into what God has actually given us. The strength of actually coming out of a situation that can seem impossible. But if you have faith and you believe in yourself, you make it through.
I agree. Preach it, Reggie.